How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout. I am your host, FaZe Crypto, and today we have a pretty interesting episode for you. Of course, we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin recent activity that we've been seeing. Of course, I want to talk about this candlestick right here. Of course, overall, what we've been seeing involving this trend and how, of course, this is going to overlap with an expectation that's been floating around in the space, involving what we can expect to see from this point forward, and potential for a breakout. In what direction? Well, I guess we'll find out. And it's important at times like these to look at volume, to look at, of course, the Bitcoin dominance being at 52.2%, market cap at 129,849, so definitely some interesting stuff happening. I mean, could this be a breakout or a fake out? I think it's pretty interesting times to be paying attention to the cryptocurrency space. Of course, this is coming off of a pretty dramatic fall off that we saw happen not too long ago. Of course, Bitcoin's been relatively moving along in this pattern for quite some time right now. And I think that, a lot of people are freaking out over the potential for a breakout. But hey, I think we have a lot of content to talk about on here. And of course, something that I've been getting a lot of requests that people have wanted me to talk about is this whole hashtag delete Coinbase stuff that we need to talk about. And hey, I mean, I have really nothing against Coinbase. I mean, if you're somebody who's sort of just like a surface level holder of your Bitcoin, I mean, there's really nothing wrong with Coinbase to that effect. But I know, last week Coinbase announced that it had acquired Neutrino, a blockchain intelligence startup, which at first seemed like a regular purchase for the growing cryptocurrency exchange. However, soon the crypto community learned that Neutrino's key staff are directly affiliated with hacking team. And of course, Italy-based controversial outfit. By analyzing data on public blockchains, Neutrino will help us prevent theft of funds from people's accounts, instigate ransomware attacks, and of course, investigate ransomware attacks and identify bad actors. It will also help us bring more cryptocurrency and features to more people while helping ensure compliance with local laws and regulations. And I think, this is sort of funny. I mean, I know people have had their ups and downs when it comes to Coinbase, and I think it's also funny that this is happening at the same time that we saw, Coinbase listing XRP, which is also sort of coinciding with a lot of these different things. And of course, Popular Trado leads crypto, but of course, remains hopeful for Bitcoin. This is an interesting article right here. That's right. Crypto Yoda, an industry personality, trader, and thought leader extraordinaire that sports hundreds of thousands of followers, is leaving the industry, or temporarily at least. I know this sort of shook the foundation of the cryptocurrency space, and I'm sure that there are a lot of people who are really feeling the sting. I know a lot of people are following Crypto Yoda, but it is always interesting to see people coming in and leaving the space. But I think that there is every indication that we are seeing some interesting movements in the crypto space. I mean, of course, when it comes down to, I mean, this right here, I mean, we saw, we've sort of been moving along, right along sideways with the space. I mean, I'm personally waiting for the cryptocurrencies to be a bit more cheaper before I start to fill my bags. Of course, we saw this sell-off that happened, right in between November, December, which, I mean, sort of, I know a lot of people was sort of accredited to the Chinese New Year, which, I mean, we all know Chinese New Year is sort of an interesting time because of so much activity. I mean, how much of actual Bitcoin mining takes place in China is really insane when you think about it. And I think that definitely had a lot to do, but I mean, it's well over with now. And I think, I mean, we talked about, I mean, it's just this right here that I want to talk about. I mean, this candlestick right here is sort of small, but it is interesting to see how these different attributes have been, moving forward. Of course, we've got a similar chart analysis looking at right here. Volume and all these things, readily important to, in the current shifting paradigm. But of course, adaptation is inevitable. Another interesting, even crypto haters feel that adoption is inevitable. Bitcoin venture capitalists. So over cryptocurrencies' 10-year history, this space has been beaten to hell and back by skeptics who don't think or don't want the innovation to succeed. Yet one Bitcoin friendly venture capitalist claims that there's an inevitability to the cryptocurrency space, which is sort of something that we've built this channel on, which is talking about, we're really, this bear market that we're in right now is one for the history books, because it's been a bear market that stretches all the way back to, the current bear market that we're seeing sort of stretches its history all the way back to what you might term as the golden age of cryptocurrency, when we were seeing the space at its all-time highs. The hysteria was at an all-time high as well, which of course is sort of interesting. I'd say, especially when you want to talk about the current paradigm of the internet, what have you, from Facebook to all these different issues that we seem to be facing on various different fronts. What with the recent controversy that even YouTube seems to not be able to relieve themselves from, has been building on all fronts, sort of showing that next generation of the internet is right around the corner. And especially, I'm going to be making an entire video about the Facebook coin and essentially how social media's decline, as far as the recent situation of left and right. We can't help but notice how all these different factors are at play when it comes to Facebook and all the inevitable possibilities that are really right at our doorstep, when we can't help but ignore the fact that not only does cryptocurrency posit potential savior of the entire financial institutions and all these different things, but at the same time, it does offer a way for the social media space to essentially get in that lifeboat as well. So talking about how, just looking right along at this article, we've got, although many critics, including Warren Buffett, which of course my opinions on Warren Buffett. I think that a lot of these different billionaires, they'll give a mixed response to a question about a cryptocurrency in an interview, and then essentially they'll go and fill their bags, which I mean, I see that comment. Facebook coin is a con. I'm not necessarily excited about holding any Facebook coin right away. I mean, I have to look more into it. Yeah, it's rubbish, but it does sort of represent a interesting shift in the normie, if what have you, perception of what cryptocurrency could bring to the table. And to that effect, I think that Facebook coin and all these things could indeed represent a pretty big shift from the sort of underground way that the Bitcoin and all these things have recently been branding themselves, moving up towards the future that could be much more bright than what we're looking at right now. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much right now. I'm sure a lot of people are thinking along those lines of having the majority of their bags, in the top. Soon there will be too many coins, and that will be the end of it all. I think certainly we will see hundreds, if not like a good large proportion of the altcoins going to zero. Just going out of existence. I'm sure there's a lot of people looking forward to it. A lot of these bad actors and things are still yet to be smited from the cryptocurrency space, which will definitely separate the legitimate projects from the more destitute. And of course, whenever a new application looks to disrupt an industry, it's important to look why the new app might gain a foothold. Fund chain has 4 major advantages, which include the following: decentralized, transparent, accessible, AZ token. Decentralization is extremely important. Fund chain runs on blockchain. It is left and right. It seems like especially with what we saw, JP Morgan doing, it was almost easier for them to just make their own crap coin than to hop in the boat with any of these other crap coins that are out there. And I think that a lot of these different institutions will probably be showing showing their ass in that same sense, that they would rather just create their own crap coin than but Binance Coin is another flippening event as exchange offers token reward for testnet competition. I think a lot of people are hoping for the JP Morgan coin to fail, but at the same time, it is an interesting experiment. I think that the people who are working behind the scenes, meaning the banks and the establishment and all these different actors, are certainly waiting with bated breath to see how the JP Morgan crypto experiment is actually going to mesh with the current paradigm, and that's especially interesting variable when you want to look at how these things are going to be playing out. Part of me wants to see it have some degree of success just so that it can prove its point, but essentially what that point really is going to mean the difference between the success of what we've really gotten used to, of what we really expect to see from cryptocurrency, and how a lot of these different things are sort of meshed together and connected at the hip in a way that's Facebook coin, not even a coin. I think that there is definitely an interesting parallel drawn between the Facebook coin and the JP Morgan experiment that's currently going underway. And I mean, whether you want to get caught up with linguistics, the fact of the matter is that people are going to be following to the letter exactly what they're told to think of these things. And it doesn't necessarily, I mean, you look at something like XRP and the success that they've managed to get just by the way that they've actually branded themselves, which certainly does show to a certain extent, the general investor, the low info investor, I suppose you would say, they do flock like sheep. I mean, there's a reason why they call it a bull run. And I've myself have bought into that FOMO sort of stuff, and to a certain degree you have to learn to keep it at arm's length and really only depend on your own resources and gathering your own information when it comes to this sort of stuff, rather than sort of just falling in line with the headline culture that we have, which again does definitely connect itself and lead in a large way to the way that this space has been developing and how we can expect it to move forward. But I still remain hopeful, and I think a lot of people see that there's really no getting away from the cryptocurrency future. I think the debate is largely centered around what form it will actually take and how we can expect to see a lot of these different variables manifesting themselves. But this article right here, what a horrid 2018 in the digital market had, although there were some silver linings in the crypto cloud. Yesteryear was arguably rife with suffering and pain for investors at large. In fact, as per Dow Jones market data, which dates back to July 2010, Bitcoin posted month-over-month red candles for over a year, the asserted longest streak in its history. But as February has come to a heed, the streak of lower lows has finally ended. In the past 28 days, the flagship cryptocurrency has provided its potency, opening the month at 3,500 and closing at 3,900. Trader sale tech drew attention to bullish. So I mean, whether you see these indications as a silver lining, or whether it's got you on the edge of your seat, sort of looking at these things. I mean, we have to remember, I mean, those of us who've been in this space for any amount of years, we all know what's coming. I mean, the fact of the matter is that the space can't help but get pumped and then dumped. I mean, that's sort of what we're all doomed to suffer for the, so it's you really just want to take those profits when they're available. I mean, obviously that's not any kind of advice, obviously remember, I'm not your dad, TM, but at the same time, I think looking at these different things, Bitcoin developer, extreme measures he's taken to protect his privacy. So I mean, yeah, I mean, that's going to be about it. I mean, obviously you guys remember this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. I really like doing these streams because it's like a meeting of the minds. We're all able to sort of come together and provide our opinions on these sort of things. But I think that it is interesting to note all these different developments that are sort of happening without people paying too much attention. I mean, of course, the top performers of the day being Ravencoin, Verge, interesting right there, Populous, Walton Chain, ABBC Coin, Redcoin, Project Pay, Loom Network, and Stellar, of course, which we just made a video about Stellar, talking about the potential for these different crypto. And look, I mean, I know there's mixed opinions about Stellar and XRP and this sort of bankster cryptocurrency trend that we've been seeing. But at the same time, I think that it's very important to look at the facts. And for those of us who are interested in making money, above all, I think that we need to pay significant attention to what's actually happening as far as the moves that are being made. And of course, I mean, unless you're willing to get, left behind, a Bitcoin council should be formed for the implementation of Bitcoin and the future adoption. I agree that would be helpful, but I mean, it's unlikely from what we've been seeing. Now, things right now are very much in that Wild West stage, and which, of course, there is a good aspect to it and a bad aspect to it. I mean, I'm not going to take sides. I mean, of course, I like the volatility aspect. I mean, any degree of a trader who's worth their salt can basically take advantage of the volatility as these things go. But at the same time, we have to remain mature about how these things are going to actually go forward. But I mean, buy Google tokens now, a pretty hilarious headline to see right there. But I mean, I think that the future of the internet definitely does go hand in hand with how a lot of these different variables take off, and the foundation that's laid is really going to be playing an integral role in how we see the cryptocurrency space and the subsequent connected variables. I don't know, a breakout would be nice, but we've been waiting over a year. I'm doubtful. Well, that's I'm not sure if it's going to be a bear breakout or a bull breakout. I mean, I think everybody wants to see a bull market, but I mean, it's sort of just par for the course. Yeah, there is a ton of manipulation, which is really something that we can't get away from. And I think, for those of us who are interested in, maintaining any amount of degree of sanity, I mean, all you can really depend on is your own research when it comes down to this space. And of course, I mean, that's about all you can really do. So now, all that being said, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this live stream, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.